as he joins us with our first look at sports now. It's a rivalry they know well. For a third time this month, the Bobcats and the Pontiacs faced off, this time at the Civic Center.
You know, both teams coming into action at different ends of the spectrum. You had the Cats sitting in second place, but they had a little bit of trouble, you know what I mean? They were struggling a little bit with a 3-game winless streak. You had the Yaks in 5th place, but have won 5, or got 5 of a possible 6 points going into this one. So you know something's got to happen between these teams in last night's tilt. This was the 5th meeting between these two clubs, tied at 2 apiece in the series. First period, Bonnyville opens the scorer, Kyler Hain, with a bullet, making it 1-0. Later in the period, Holden Daly and Ashton Clark drop in the gloves. This one would end in a stalemate. Clark getting ejected for the instigator. 4 minutes left in the first. Evan Schumi blowing by the defense, feeding Ryan Hendricks. Hey, we're tied up at 1 apiece. Now we'll move to the midway point of the second period. Game tied at 2. Lyndon Springer, he'll take a leisurely skate across the blue line through a couple Yaks D, and then he'll wire it top shelf. Beauty of a goal, 3-2 for the Bobcats. But the Pontiacs respond in a partial 2-on-1. Mitch Fritz to Corey Santoro. The shot goes off the stick of Jacob Lapointe. And we are tied up once again through 40 minutes. So let's head to the third. Just 16 seconds in. Patrick Geary on the doorstep for 3 Cats. Just over 2 minutes later, Yaks try to break out, but they end up turning it over in their own zone. Geary, the benefactor, his second of the period, giving the Bobcats a 2-goal lead. Game over, right? Wrong. Bonnyville down 5-4, tied up. Braden Doucette. And this one looked like it was going to go to overtime. But with under 3 to play, Springer's initial shot stopped. He chases his own rebound, and guess what? That was your game winner. What a game. 6-5 was the final. Bobcats will pull ahead of Sherwood Park. That keeps them in second place in the division while snapping that 3-game winless skid. In the process, Geary and Springer notching both a pair of goals, while Kyler Hain chipped in with a goal and an assist for the Yaks. While this game might have been great for the fans, both teams were not pleased with the defensive effort.
Just seemed to be all over the place, not communicating, losing our guys, and putting ourselves in situations that certainly weren't going to be positive, and we got to change that. And a lot of that starts with work ethic and being prepared, mentally prepared, and knowing what your role is.
We got to start learning how to play with a lead out there, and I think when we got that lead, we kind of backed off a little bit when we need to press even harder. And so I think if we can get that going, it'll be a totally different game instead of back and forth all night.
Yeah, we hit the post in the last minute there and could have sent it to overtime, but it's always tough coming in here. They're a good team, and got to give it to them. They scored more than we did tonight, and that's where it counts.
And usually we pride ourselves on the defensive game, and when you've got guys that don't play within the framework of your structure, you know, goals will allow the other team to get the better of us, and then that's certainly something that we've got to move forward with our group and make sure that we shore up our own end a little bit more.
Moving on to college sports, make no mistake, the Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team are the real deal. And what was thought to be another rebuilding season, the Rustlers have gone above expectations, thanks in large part to a core part of their rookies, making an immediate impact on the court.
They're young, talented, and making an immediate impact. First years Annika Kuz, Ray Sigurdsson, and Shelby Becker have gone above and beyond the call of duty.
Now that I'm starting, I feel like I have to perform my best all the time.
I didn't expect to be a starter, definitely not because I'm a rookie, so I just kind of came in with trying to get better, just do the best that I can. I watched and everything, and then I got my chance to play and I took it and I ran with it.
Separating themselves from the competition, Sigurdsson leads the team in assists while Kuz is tied for the team lead in kills. Becker has steadily improved, showing what she can do with 14 kills last weekend. The decision to give the rookies more playing time has yielded results.
Seeing court time in your first year doesn't always happen, but seeing court time and helping us win, that's another piece to itself.
And for these rookies, it stems from that drive to become a winner.
I think I've always been pretty competitive. I mean, my volleyball teams in the past, we've always won, and I don't know, I'm just kind of used to it.
I've always had to fight for a starting spot in every team I've been on, and my dad was a setter, so I mean my whole life I've known that if you want to play, you have to show that you want to play. I feel like we all just want to get better and we're all focusing on winning, so it's just like we're like a family and we just want to help each other out.
It's that sense of togetherness that has the veterans willing to share playing time.
Coming in, of course, everyone wants to play, but I can use my skills to kind of help those rookies to build to next year to, going to nationals. in the next couple of years. And I think being unselfish is a key part of that.
If we're having like a bad game, or if we're just super excited about something, they'll always understand.
We're seeing our teammates help each other out, so bench players helping people that are on the floor and vice versa. And it makes for a really good team dynamic and an opportunity to win when a team's working together that way.
And if their 8-2 start is any indication, the sky's the limit on how well the new core can become.
It's really cool for all of us, and it looks really good for the future. If we all stay here and we've all played for 3-4 years, we could be unstoppable one day.
It's been awesome. I know it's been a lot of work, but everyone's putting in the time, and we're just growing as a team.
They're drinking in everything that we're giving them and working to get better, and so hopefully that continues as we move forward.
That is your first look at sports. Gerard Lampow has your weather details coming up. Curling will be taking over the Border City over the next few days as the 8th annual 2014 Boundary Ford Curling Classic is finally here.
Chelsea Carey's here this year, Jill Shumay, who won Saskatchewan, I think 2 years ago. It's a good chance for everyone to come and see a great caliber of women's curling. It's always good to play against people that are better than you because that makes you play better.
Some sound advice from the event co-chair Nola Zingle. Yes, Jill Shumay is just one of 21 women's teams competing at this year's event, which will be part of the World Curling Tour. Now, there will also be some international flair as there are two teams from Asia, one from South Korea and the other from Japan. Up for grabs, $20,000 worth in prize money. The competition starts Friday afternoon with the final on Monday night. It all takes place at the Lloyd Golf and Curling Center and is open to the public. To football now, the Holy Rosary Raiders are the kings of the gridiron here in the Border City after capping off what has been quite a season. Today, the players were back in the spotlight for one more chance at another celebration. The banner was raised to the rafters as the Raiders took home the Wheatland Football League Championship and the Tier 4 Provincials title. It was a bittersweet celebration for the grade 12 students who played their final game.
We definitely wanted to win it this year for ourselves, and we kind of put it in our mindsets since the beginning of the season that we were going to be going to provincials, and then to have it work out like it did, I mean, like a perfect season to win league and to win provincials was a dream come true for all of us.
We had a lot of kids returning, from that championship game last year, and they were pretty driven all year to get back there. And I think, I've mentioned before of all the hype that goes with that when you're at that event, and for the kids to be able to focus in just on football, I think it was the veteran experience that paid off for us.